gentlemen of excellent family, introduced under the most respectable conditions, in an atmosphere of elegance and refinement. Object, matrimony. Unfortunately, I won't be able to offer my usual lightning service today, as I have a previous appointment in Yonkers, New York, arranging the second marriage of Mr. Horace Vandergelder, the well-known half-a-millionaire. As my late husband, Ephraim Levi, always said, that means he's got at least 60,000 cash. But I'll do my best to see you carried across somebody's threshold before the week is out. Now, I might also mention I'm available for financial consultation, instruction in the guitar and mandolin, short distance hauling, and varicose veins reduced.
Call on Dolly. She's the one that spins her strike out and just named the kind of man a sister. Once she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring a maiden out to she'll match him up. Call on Dolly.
Mrs. Levi.
Mr. Camper, the artist.
Mrs. Levi, the train for Yonkers leaves in 5 minutes. And if we don't get there on time...
But we will, Mr. Camper. And not only will Horace Vandergelder give you permission to marry his niece Ermengarde, but he will also dance at your wedding. And not alone either, because I happen to be engaged in finding him a suitable second wife himself. What he really wants is someone steady to clean the house. As my late husband, Mr. Levi, always said, marriage is a bribe to make a housekeeper think she's a householder.
I know all about it, Mrs. Levi. Half New York City's going to propose to Miss Irene Malloy this very afternoon.
Which is exactly why I'm on my way to Yonkers this morning, Mr. Camper, and can take on your case and knock off 4 lovebirds with 1 stone, or whatever I'll throw, I'll see. And well, what do you think of that? I have nothing here to pay my train fare with. Only large bills, 5s and 7s.
I think I have some change here somewhere. I only hope this isn't a wild goose chase, Mrs. Levi.
And speaking of poultry, I'm also available for fresh Jersey eggs, surgical corsets reboned, ears pierced ears replugged.
Mrs. Levi!
Just name the kind of man a sister. Once she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring a maiden after she'll match him up. Call on Dolly.
Tell me, Mrs. Levi, what's in all this for you?
A living, Mr. Camper. Some people paint, some sew, I meddle. I have always been a woman who arranges things for the pleasure and the profit it derives. I have always been a woman who arranges things like furniture and daffodils and lies. When a man with a timid tongue meets a girl with a diffident air, why should the tortured creatures beat around the bush when heaven knows Mother Nature always needs a little push? I put my hand in here, I put my hand in there, and a girl over 6'3" loves a man who comes up to her ear. Surely it's obvious she'll never be seduced till some kind soul condescends to give her beau a little boost. I put my hand in here, I put my hand in there. I have always been a woman who arranges things. It's my duty to assist the Lord above. I have always been a woman who arranges things like luncheon parties, poker games, and love. My aplomb at cosmetic art turned a front to a trump lady fair. She had a countenance a little bit like Scrooge. Today you would swear the Lord himself applied the rouge. I put my hand in here. matrimony comes when I put my hand in there.
Mrs. Levi!
I know, Mr. Camper. The Yonkers train is ready to leave. Now you go buy tickets, get a window seat, order lunch, and I'll meet you on board. Ephraim Levi, I'm going to get married again. I'm going to marry Horace Vandergelder for his money and send it circulating among the people like rainwater, the way you taught me. And I want a sign from you, Ephraim, sometime today that you approve. Oh, it won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I shall certainly make him happy. And I'm tired, Ephraim, tired of living from hand to mouth. So I want that sign.
Mrs. Levi!
Sometime today. Oh, when my little pinky wiggles, some young maiden gets the giggles. Then I make my knuckles active. My, he says she's so attractive. Then I move my index digit and they both begin to fidget. Then I clench my palm. The preacher reads a psalm. When I put my hand in there.
Oh, shut up! How can I be expected to play Yonkers, my Yonkers, with all that bellowing in my ears?
But Uncle Horace, I love him, Rose Camper.
And I say you're too young to be in love with anybody. Here, take this.
I'm not too young. I'm 17. In another year, I'll be an old maid.
Well, I forbid it. Dare to be an old maid, and I'll cut you off without a cent. And don't cry in front of the store.
I can't help it. I'm unhappy.
Then by thunder, you'll go weep a while in New York, where it won't be noticed. Now get in the bathroom and stop packing your trunk. And don't give me tears in the lock. I just had it oiled. Cornelius! Donovan!
You stamped Mr. Vandergelder?
I did. I've got news for you both. This afternoon I'm going to New York to watch the 14th Street Association Parade. And when I come back, you're going to have a mistress.
I'm too young, Mr. Vandergelder.
Not yours, you idiot. Mine. I think I'm getting married again. And in honor of this occasion, I decided to promote you, Cornelius, to chief clerk.
And what's mine now, Mr. Vandergelder?
You're an impertinent fool, and I'm promoting you to an impertinent fool and chief clerk. Any more questions?
Yes.
What?
Does chief clerk get one evening off a week?
So that's the way you thank me for your promotion, is it? No, sir. You will attend the store as usual. Now get back to work. And don't forget to put the linen in the sheep dip. Evenings off. Marrying artist. Foolishness. 99% of the people in this world are fools. And the rest of us are in great danger of contamination. Why, even I was once young, which was foolish, and got married, which was foolish, and was poor, which was more foolish than anything else. Then my wife died, which was foolish of her. Then I grew old, which was sensible of me, got rich, friendless, and mean, which in Yonkers is about as far as you can go. Oh, I know what you're wondering now. Why a man of such good sense would do anything as foolish as getting married again. The answer's simple. This house without a woman would be an empty shell. And pretty dirty, too. It takes a woman all powdered and pink to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and soft and fingered for dumping the ashes. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. The frail young maiden who's constantly and bluing and chewing the pear. And it takes a female for setting the table and reading the goodsy and cleaning the stable. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. And so she'll work until infinity. 3 cheers for femininity. Rah, 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 F-E-M-I-T-Y. Get out of here! And in the winter she'll shovel the ice and lovingly set out the trap for the mice. She's a joy and treasure for practically speaking, to whom do you turn when the plumbing is leaking?
To that dainty woman, that fragile woman, that sweetheart, that mistress, that wife. Oh yes, it takes a woman.
Oh, a stray woman to bring you the sweet things in life.
Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life.
All right, out of here, all of you.
Congratulations, congratulations, 1,000 congratulations.
What?
Congratulations, Mr. Van Gelder. All New York is buzzing with the news that you've practically proposed to Irene Malloy. The streets are lined with eligible young ladies prostrate with grief. All my congratulations and sympathy.
Sympathy?
Did I say that? Slip of the tongue, that's all. No, I'm delighted with the happy news. After all, she wasn't easy to unload. By that I mean, well, you know what people said. Although I, for one, never believed the rumors. No, I didn't.
Rumors? What rumors?
Nothing to get upset about, Mr. Van Gelder. I mean, according to all-known facts, her first husband passed on quite naturally. It's just that he went so sudden. A few spoons of chowder she made special for him, and... But it could happen to anyone. No, there's not a word of truth in it. Just one word of advice, Mr. Van Gelder. Eat out.
Now, hold on, Mrs. Levi. You mean to say that Mrs. Malloy...
I mean to say nothing. Just friendly advice. Keep away from the chowder. By the way, she's ordered her wedding gown. Beautiful, you should see it. Black. Well, as I said before, Miss Van Gelder, congratulations on your forthcoming nuptials, and may you rest in... may guardian angels watch over you both, particularly at dinner.
Now, look here, Mrs. Levi. You introduced me to Mrs. Malloy, and rumors or not, I still intend on calling on her this afternoon as arranged.
Very well, then I guess there's nothing more for me to do but to go back to New York and tell the other girl, the heiress, not to wait.
What'd you say?
Nothing, a word, heiress.
Particulars, Mrs. Levi. I demand particulars. Her name?
Her name, it's, Money, Ernestina Money.
What a lovely, lovely name.
Picture, if you will, hair as shiny as a newly minted dime, eyes as big, round as silver dollars, skin soft and mossy as an old greenback.
I can feel her now.
Age 19, weight 102, waist 47.
Weight 47?
That's with the money belt. Now I can arrange for you to meet Miss Ernestina this very afternoon.
I ain't got time. I gotta bring my niece Oven God to New York this afternoon to make her forget a certain Ambrose Kemper.
I could do that for you, Mr. Van Gelder. I know just how to handle such things.
Then I'm going to march the 14th Street Association Parade.
What an amazing coincidence. Guess who's been asked to ride the main float, the spirit of 14th Street? Miss Money.
All right, I'll meet Miss Money at the parade, but I still intend on calling on Miss Malloy first.
Oh, dear, what races you make me run. Very well, Mr. Van Gelder. Then I'll meet you at 2:30 as usual in front of Irene Malloy's hat shop.
One more thing, Mrs. Levi. Suppose I decide against Mrs. Malloy, and I don't like Miss Money neither.
Well, I happen to have one more name on my list, a name I know as well as my own, but let's not get into that now. It'll bring itself up all in good time. Oh, but wait till you see Ernestina, Horace. A vision, a dream.
It takes a woman of horrific to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with 4 golden lashes and soft little finger for dumping the ashes.
Yes, it takes a woman. You know, Ephraim, I think I'll have that room done over in blue wallpaper. Yes, in blue. Ambrose, Ermengarde, come on out here. We've got plans to make.
Chief clerk? Promoted from chief clerk to chief clerk? 33 years old am I, and not once have I gotten an evening off. When am I going to begin to live?
You can live on holidays, Cornelius.
Do you remember what we did last Christmas? All those tomatoes went bad and exploded, and we spent the entire afternoon cleaning up the mess. Do you call that living?
No.
Barnaby, you and I are going to New York.
You mean close the store?
Uh-huh.
Cornelius, we can't.
We'll have to. Some more rotten tomatoes are going to explode.
Holy cabooses! How do you know?
I'm going to light this candle under them. That's how I know. They'll make such a smell, customers won't be able to come to the store for 24 hours. That'll give us an evening off. Barnaby, we're going to New York, and we're going to live. We're going to spend our money. We're going to have a good meal. We're going to be in danger. We're going to be arrested.
Holy cabooses!
And one more thing. We're not coming back to New York until we've each kissed a girl.
Cornelius, you can't do that. You don't know any girls.
I'm 33 years old. I've got to begin sometime.
It's not so urgent for me, Cornelius. I'm only 17.
New York, Barnaby. Elevated trains. The lights of Broadway. The stuffed whale at Barnum's Museum.
A stuffed whale?
A stuffed whale. What do you say, Barnaby?
Yes, Cornelius, yes. Now, the first thing to do is make you financially independent. I know, I'll find you a job. Can you dance?
I'm an artist, Mrs. Levi. I paint.
Well then, my card.
Mrs. Dolly Levi? Painters taught how to dance?
Now there's a man, Rudolph Weisenweiber, at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant on 14th Street. I'll give you a note for him and we'll see if we can have you both entered in the polka contest tonight. The prize is a week's engagement and a solid gold cup. Oh, the cups we won, Ephraim and me.
Hold on, Mrs. Levi. No fiancé of mine is going to step foot in a cafe.
Oh?
And I'm surprised you have acquaintances in a place like that.
Not acquaintances, Mr. Kemper. Friends. Dear friends from days gone by. My late husband, Ephraim Levi, believed in life in any place you can find it. Cafes, ballrooms, yes, even theaters. Why, every Saturday night, like clockwork, down the stairs of the Harmonia Gardens restaurant we came, Ephraim and me.
It's all very nice to come down like clockwork, but you're asking Ermengarde to work there.
It's the only way to show horse fans yell that we mean business. Now you go to the Harmonia Gardens restaurant, tell them that Mrs. Levi sent you. And incidentally, tell Rudolph that Dolly's coming back. And I want a chicken for 2 and a table for 8 o'clock tonight. The top row looks all right, Cornelius. Now hold the candle under the ones on bottom. Not so close. They're swelled up like a rain of bust. Holy cabooses, I can smell it all the way up here.
Let's get dressed, Barnaby. We're going to New York. Out there, there's a world outside of Yonkers. Way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. Out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby. Sunday clothes, there's lots of world out there. Get out your brilliantine and dime cigars. We're gonna find adventure in the evening air. Girls in white in a perfume night where the lights are bright as the stars. Put on your Sunday clothes, we're gonna ride through town. One of those new horse-drawn open cars.
street and have your picture took. Just like a dream, your spirit seemed to turn about. That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you'll feel as fine as your love. Beneath the parasol, the world is all small. Makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your bed, your pants and lounge, your fears and walkers and bars. All the snow one day in your Sunday clothes.
Let's get dressed, Barnaby. New York, elevated trains, the lights of Broadway.
Holy cabooses!
The stuffed whale at Barnes Museum.
Wow!
Come on.
When Sunday clothes, when you feel down and out, John Street and have your picture took. It's like a dream, your spirit seems to turn about. That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you feel as fine as you love. Beneath the parasol, the world is all a smile. Makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your bed, your hats and letters, your beads and buckles and bows. For there's no room Monday in your Sunday clothes. The world's a simple song. One look that makes you tilt your nose. Get out your slickers, your flannel knickers, your red suspenders and hose. For there's no room Monday in your Sunday clothes.
Ermengarde, stop sniveling. Don't cry on the valises. We haven't missed a train yet, thank the Lord. Lovely, you're improving. Now get all 11 pieces. We're 7 minutes late. All aboard!
impending marriage, I tell you. Oh, what marriage? Oh, I thought you knew. Why, the marriage Mrs. Levi is arranging between Horace Vandergelder, the well-known Yonkers, a half-a-millionaire, and my employer and friend, Mrs. Irene Malloy. Although if you ask me, he'd never take the place of her late husband, Mr. Peter Malloy. May he rest in peace wherever he is, I'm not sure. He was a caution, you know. Oh, it's all too much with late husbands and new marriages on top of everything else. Miss Mortimer returned the set for the third time. Same old story. She wants more cherries and feathers. Cherries and feathers to catch a beau, I suppose. Although if you ask me, she'd do much better with a nice heavy veil. I told her ribbons down our back is what we'll be wearing this summer if we want to catch a gentleman's eye. But she'd have none of it. Cherries and feathers she wants, on today of all days, when that poor, dear, sweet Mrs. Malloy has enough on her mind, what with...
With what, Minnie?
Oh, Mrs. Malloy. Oh, that Miss Mortimer, she returned her hat again.
That woman.
And as I was saying, Mrs. Malloy, I could bite out my tongue for the things I've said and the things I'm going to say. But as long as I've gone this far, I might as well away. Mrs. Malloy, why...
Say it, Minnie. Why have I decided to marry Horace Vandergelder?
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, I didn't ask you that. I would rather die on the rack than ask you such a personal question. But as long as you did bring it up...
I am marrying Horace Vandergelder for one reason, and one reason alone, Minnie. To get away from the millinery business. I hate hats.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy!
And I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman with nothing to show for it.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy.
Don't protest, Minnie. All millineresses are suspected of being wicked women. That's why I can't go into restaurants, or balls, or theaters. That's all the proof they need. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandergelder, or I break out of this place like a fire engine. You know, Minnie, leave that hat be. You can make another hat for Miss Mortimer if you like. I'm wearing this one myself.
Mrs. Malloy, you can't. You're a widow in that hat. Well, it's provocative, that's what.
Is it, Minnie? Well, who knows who may walk into the shop today. And provocative may be just what I want to be.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy!
Malloy, God rest him, was my share of love. And I'm not saying I was shortchanged, but once is enough for a woman, as long as it's true love. And it was that. Minnie, look! There's two men staring in the shop! Men? Why, I do believe they mean to come in here. Men in the shop? Oh, Mrs. Malloy, what shall we do? Do? Why, flirt with them, of course. I'll give you the short one.
Mrs. Malloy, and you with all that talk about love.
Love enough I've had, Minnie. It's a bit of adventure we could do with now. We'll get them all heated up and then drop them cold. It'll be good practice for married life. Now, you go into the workroom. I know some ways we can perk up our appearances. Besides, a bit of a wait will make them nervous and easier for us too.
If you say vampire, I'll scream.
Vampire. Oh, Minnie, we'll get an adventure out of this yet.
We'll get adventure out of this yet, Barnaby. All day long we wander around New York, and nothing happens. Then we come to the quietest street in the city, and suddenly...
Vandergelder.
Is he still out there? Go look.
He's sitting on that bench. Cornelius, are you sure this is an adventure?
You don't have to ask, Barnaby. When you're in one, you'll know it all right. How much money have you got left?
Not much, Cornelius. 40 cents for dinner, 30 cents for the train, and 20 cents to see the whale. 90 cents, why?
Well, when those women come back, we'll have to pretend to be customers. Customers, that's it. Maybe the best thing to do is to make them think we're rich. We're two men about town looking for some hats for ladies. Good afternoon, Mrs.
Malloy.
Here, Cornelius Hackle.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
My pleasure, gentlemen. Now, what can I do for you,
Well, you see, we're two ladies about town looking for some hats for Malloy, and we were wondering... We want a hat. For a lady, of course, and everyone said to go to Mrs. Malloy's because she's so pretty. I mean, her hats are so pretty.
And so reasonable, Cornelius. As reasonable as under $1. But still leave us enough to see the whale.
You've got to pay him no mind, man. He's come all the way from Yonkers to see the stuffed whale, and he's all excited. Just keep an eye on the street, Barnaby, and maybe you'll see it pass by.
Is it big and black with little red eyes?
Yes.
It's sitting on that bench.
Excuse me, but did you say Yonkers, Mr. Hackle?
Yes, ma'am, Yonkers. Pardon me for saying this, but you should see Yonkers. By that I mean, perhaps Mr. Malloy would like to see Yonkers, too.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
Oh, you are? Barnaby, she's a widow. That's too bad. I'm sure Mr. Malloy would have enjoyed seeing Yonkers, especially in that hat. I mean on you, of course, not on Mr. Malloy. Mrs. Malloy, if you should ever happen to have a Sunday afternoon free in the near future, I'd be more than willing to show you Yonkers from top to bottom.
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Hackle, I might be there sooner than you think.
Oh, really?
You see, I have a friend who lives in Yonkers.
Do you?
Well, perhaps you know him.
Perhaps we do.
Oh, it's always so foolish to ask in cases like that, isn't it? It's a Mr. Vandergelder.
Horace Vandergelder?
Of Vandergelder's hay and feed?
Yes, do you know him?
No.
No.
Mr. Vandergelder's a substantial man and well-liked, they tell me.
A lovely man, just lovely. Has one fault as far as I know. He's as hard as nails.
Cornelius, I think.
Now, I wonder if your friend might like this one.
Look out!
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Malloy.
Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We're as innocent as can be, Mrs. Malloy.
Come out of there this minute.
Help us, Mrs. Malloy. We'll explain later.
Oh, really, Mr. Hackle? Mr. Tucker, I insist that you both come out of there at once, or I'll be forced to... Mr. Vandergelder.
Mrs. Malloy, I don't suppose Mrs. Levi is here, is she? She was supposed to meet me on that bench 10 minutes ago. Well, she can just go looking for me if she comes. Here's a present for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. That's the expensive kind. Did I see you just talking with two men?
Men, Mr. Vandergelder. What would men be doing in a lady's hat shop? Well, now come into my workroom. I'm so anxious for you to see it.
I saw it last week.
So you did. Well, Mr. Vandergutter, how are things in the hay and feed business? I understand you have 3 friends, all hard as nails. I mean...
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers. I hear it's a very beautiful city.
And who's been telling you about Yonkers, may I ask?
Nobody. A friend.
What friend?
Well, you see,
He?
a customer, Mr. Vandergutter. Someone quite well-to-do, as a matter of fact. He was in here buying hats for ladies. You might even know him, although it's foolish to ask in cases like that. It's Mr. Cornelius Hackle.
Did you say Hackle?
Yes, do you know him?
He happens to be my head clerk, that's all. Mrs. Malloy, I demand an explanation.
And I'm going to give it to you. Why shouldn't you know Cornelius Hackle? Everyone in New York knows Cornelius Hackle. Why, he's at the opera, at the theater, in all the fashionable homes. Why, he's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 times a week.
Impossible. He's only got $146.35, and I keep it in my own safe.
Mr. Vandergelder, you are killing me. He is one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
What canal?
The
Erie.
Pierma.
Both.
It ain't the same, man.
Who took the horses out of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled her through the streets? Cornelius Hackle. And who dressed up as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's? I can't say it, but it was Cornelius. He's the playboy of New York. Now, Irene, don't deny it. I can see you were just as taken with him as everyone else.
Well, really, what are you saying, Dolly? I've only seen him once in my life. Really, Dolly, Excuse me.
Of course.
Quit singing! There's a man in there!
Now look here, there's a man in that closet.
No, Mr. Vandergelder, you can't. It's too dangerous.
No man that hiding ladies' closets can't frighten me. Mrs. Levi, stand aside.
No, man, indeed. I'm sure you'd make short work of any man. Those muscles, I can see them now rippling back and forth underneath you.
Mrs. Levi, will you stand aside?
Stand indeed, Mr. Vandergelder. That's exactly what the corporal wants to know when you're accused of entering that closet without a search warrant. I mean, what do you stand for if you don't stand for the law of this great land? I know what I stand for. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot dodge for orphans. Take off your hat, Sir Fancy Ross's flag is passing. Do you see him on the hill at Gettysburg in that great triumphal arch? If you hear a massive trumpet through the brave crowd, stand up and march, march, march.
As a matter of fact, you do, sir. I came here at 14 years of age as an immigrant girl from Milan that oppressed my people, and I must echo here what was said by that great patriotic American, Moses. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot bunch for orphans. Take off your hat, so there's a Tuesday nigger, and do you see him on the bridge at Waterloo? In that great triumphal arch. If you hear him singing Dixie in the shoulder, hey, stand up and march, march, march. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot bunch for orphans. Take off your hat, so you get back to us. Flag is facing, do you see him on
And if I landed to cut me and then I turned the track to go. So much as you say.
March, march, on north 7 years ago. March, march, to form a more perfect union. March, march,
Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead!
march, march, march.
So you see, Mr. Vandergelder, there couldn't possibly be a man in that closet. God bless you.
Mrs. Malloy.
All right, Mr. Vandergelder, there is a man in that cupboard.
Aha!
And another under that table.
What the devil?
There also happens to be a very simple explanation, but for the present, good afternoon.
Good Lord, the whole room's crawling with men. I'll never get over it. Irene, darling, congratulations. I take it I'll see you later this afternoon, Mr. Vandergelder.
You certainly will, with a certain young lady on the main float at the end of the parade.
officers letting them off too easy. The law courts, that's where they belong. I've been adding up the legal offenses these two have committed, and believe me, you've got grounds for at least 2 writs, a non-compos mentis, and a garnishee. Now, the main thing is to show that you try to settle amicably first. Have dinner with them.
Dinner?
Is that absolutely necessary, Dolly?
It's the way things are done in law, Irene. Dinner first, garnishee afterwards.
Well then, if it must be, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, you may take Miss Fay and myself to dinner.
Delighted, Mrs. Delight. I speak for Barnaby, too. Now, I hear there's a lovely restaurant at the railway station.
Oh no, Mr. Hackle. If the Harmonia Gardens is good enough for you and your fashionable friends, then it's good enough for us. They say they have a lovely orchestra there, Minnie.
Oh, we couldn't go there, Mrs. Malloy. Now, don't misunderstand me. It isn't the money or anything. It's the...
It's the whale!
It's the whale! No, it isn't the whale, Barnaby. It's the dancing. You see, they have dancing, exhibitions, even contests, and I don't know how. And it would take me weeks, months, years to learn.
Mrs. Dolly Levi, 33-year-old chief clerks, taught how to dance.
Now, it's very simple. You put one arm here and one arm here, and...
It's no use. I have absolutely no sense of rhythm.
Absolutely no sense of rhythm is one of the primary requirements for learning by the Gallagher-Levi method. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, Mr. Hegel. I'll have you dancing in the streets. Now, we'll start with lesson 7, the waltz kick turn. Now it's simple. Right foot touch, left foot touch, under, back, around, touch, back through, out, over, release, unfurl. Oh, that's wonderful. When I think of the lucky women who will find heaven in your arms, I think we'll go back to lesson 1. Put your hand on her waist and stand with her right in your left hand. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm dancing! Well, I was.
Of course you were, Mr. Hackle. Take the someone who's on your in. Hold on to her tight and spin. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Wow, I'm dancing!
Turn around, try floating through the air. Can't you be a little more aesthetic?
Don't you think my dancing has a polish and a flair?
The word I think I use is athletic. like you would have wanted me to. I've put out the cat, I've locked the door, I've made myself a little rum toddy, and before I went to bed said a prayer thanking God that I was independent, that no one else's life was mixed up with mine. And then one night, an oak leaf fell out of my Bible. I placed it there when you asked me to marry you. A perfectly good oak leaf, but without color and without life. And I realized that I was like that leaf. For years I had not shed one tear, nor had been filled with the wondrous hope that something I had done would turn out well. And so I've decided to join the human race again, Ephraim, and I want you to give me away. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna get some life back into my life. Before the parade passes by.
Mrs. Levi, come along. Cornelius is taking us down to see the 14th Street Parade. Everybody will be marching.
Why, Irene, you're crying.
Oh, Dolly, the world is full of wonderful things. Come with us, Dolly.
I will, Irene. I will. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's high life. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna get some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just passing by life. With the rest of them, with the best of them, I can hold my head up high. For I'm gonna go again, I'm gonna drive again, for I can feel my heart coming alive again. Before the parade passes by. Look at the crowd up ahead. Listen and hear that brass harmony glowing. Look at the crowd up ahead. Pardon me if my old spirit is showing. All of those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old baton before the parade passes by.
When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old baton before the parade passes by.
Horace, Miss Money might be a bit late. They had an urgent business appointment at the Mint that ran a little short and she's helping out. But she said she'll meet you tonight at 8 o'clock at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant.
That's the most expensive restaurant in the city.
And well, it should be. Such food and the fastest waiters in New York. Horace, I might be a bit late, so she'll meet you outside of the restaurant. Oh, wait till you see her, Horace. All in buttercup yellow with baby pink shoes and humming an old-fashioned tune. Yes, sweet Rosie O'Grady.
Okay, I'll be there, Dolly, but only because I already paid for the introduction. I might as well get my money's worth. But from this point on, you are hereby discharged my marriage broker. Is that clear? From now on, you're a woman like anybody else.
Ephraim, he's as good as mine. I'm gonna raise the roof. I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone. Give me an old baton before the parade.
Mr. Hackle, we've just loved looking at the lights of 14th Street these past 4 hours. But now perhaps you'd better call a hack or we won't get to the Harmonia Gardens on time. Oh, there's one. Yoo-hoo!
Oh, we couldn't do that, Mrs. Malloy. Now, don't misunderstand me. It isn't the money or anything. It's just that nowadays, really elegant people never take hacks.
Hacks is out.
They all go by streetcar.
J.P. Vanderbilt? Diamond Jim Morgan? Then by all means, a streetcar.
Imagine, just think. I've been elegant all my life and never even knew it.
Of course, if you really want to be elegant,
We do.
you walk.
Yes, New York, it's really us, Barnaby and Cornelius.
All the guests of Mr. Hackle are feeling great and look spectacular.
What a knack there is to that, acting like a born aristocrat.
With
Got elegance if you ain't got elegance, you can never ever carry it off.
All who are well-bred agree Minnie Fay has pedigree.
Besides your wild swims tonight, we are out with Diamond Jims tonight.
could they be misleading us?
Silver spoons were used for feeding us. We've got elegance if you ain't got elegance.
You can never ever carry it off. Middle class, don't speak of it, savoir-faire. We reek of it, some were born with rags and patches, but we use dollar bills for matches and
Vanderbilt kowtows to us.
J.P. Morgan scrapes and bows to us.
we've got elegance. We were born with elegance.
Have you noticed when I hold my cup, the saucer never moves?
And the way I keep my pinky up into the
Bills, we've got elegance. We've got bills in elegance and with elegance.
Elegance!
We'll carry it on. Got elegance if you ain't got elegance, you can never ever carry it off.
Oh, look, Minnie. They're counting their money again. Isn't that just like the rich?
Well, gentlemen, aren't you going to escort us in?
Yes, of course, Mrs. Malloy. Barnaby. Mrs. Malloy.
Yes, Mr. Hackle.
Mrs. Malloy, as we start inside, may I
Yes, Mr. Hackle.
put my arm around your waist?
Yes, Mr. Hackle. But I might as well warn you, a corset is a corset.
I don't want to be on the stage. I just want to get married.
But you heard what Mrs. Levi said. This is the only way to show your uncle we mean business. Now, could you weep a little faster? You're throwing me off step. Faster. That's it.
It is my order, as head waiter of the Harmonia Gardens and your supreme commander, that tonight of all nights, our usual lightning service will be twice as lightning as ever, or else. Finding this table satisfactory, sir. The dining rooms cost a bit more, but they do afford the best view of the entertainment.
$1.40, Cornelius. That's all that's left.
Are you sure? Count it again.
Prepare yourself for a big night, Minnie. We're out with two of New York's best-known sports. I did make a mistake, Cornelius. It's only $1.25. But I'll count it once more.
No, don't. We can't afford it.
I'm going to order everything on the menu.
Waiter.
This table is reserved for Mrs. Levi and party.
And who do you think I am? Only it's Horace Vandergilder and party. She's in my party, I ain't in hers.
Mr. Vandergilder, of course. But Mrs. Levi mentioned nothing about bringing your...
My personal physician. Now that's enough rouge, doctor.
But Mrs. Levi only ordered chicken for two.
Chicken? Chicken is dear.
Une parmesan, une soupe de jour, une pomme soufflée.
Why didn't you tell me this was an Oriental establishment? We'll take 2 bowls of rice. Now get out. Now, Miss Money, I understand you carry respectable sums in your belt.
Yeah, $2. Only to my garter.
Champagne!
Champagne!
It's a once-in-a-lifetime, Barnaby. Champagne! And Neapolitan ice cream, and a hothouse peaches. And Barnaby, give a nickel to the band leader and tell him to play To a Wild Rose. We want music while we dine.
Say, this is a cafe, isn't it? Let's dance.
The family girls do not dance, Miss Money. We're Presbyterian.
All right, I'll dance myself. Give him $2 for the band leader and tell him to play some free fun. I'm gonna do the hoochie coochie.
All right, Cornelius. I'll send for the band. But promise you won't order anything else.
You wait here, Miss Money. I'll tell them to play a nice waltz.
Cornelius! Cornelius! Did he say 2 pheasants? 3, 4 pheasants for the house. And never mind if we don't see the whale. I'll buy one of my own.
Sir! Sir! What? What's this? Shouting? How many times have I told you not to shout, boy? This is the Harmonia Gardens restaurant, not one of those.
But sir, she's here.
What? Are you sure, boy?
Just like you told me, sir. 8 o'clock. Up pulls the carriage. Out steps a tall lady with red hair and the biggest handbag I ever saw.
It is she, Mrs. Levi. She's back.
Rudolph, is it true? I heard someone laughing outside the kitchen window, and it sounded just like...
It is. It's Dolly. Fritz, tell the band. She just stepped out of her carriage.
Rudolph, is it true?
Yes, it is. She just stepped out of a white and gold carriage pulled by 6 black horses with scarlet plumes. Just like old times again.
Sir! Rudy! She's here.
hat. Fellas, I'm staying where I'm at. Fellas,
Promise you'll never go away again.
I went away from the lights of 14th Street and into my personal haze. But now that I'm back in the lights of 14th Street, tomorrow will be brighter than the good old days.
Those good old days. Hello, well, hello, Dolly, well, hello. Hey, up there, Dolly.
My lucky star.
Your lucky star.
You're looking great. Stanley, lifting weights. Dolly's overjoyed and overwhelmed and overpowered.
I hear the eyes twinkle, see the lights twinkle, and you still get glances from us handsome men. So
Golly gee, fellas, find me a vacancy, fellas.
you'll never go away again. Well, well, hello, Dolly, well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Dolly. We can tell, Dolly. You're still growing, you're still growing, you're still going strong. I hear the eyes twinkle, see the lights twinkle, and you still get glances from us handsome men. So,
Wow, 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 fellas.
hey, yeah.
Look at the old girl now, fellas.
You'll never go away again.
Excuse me, girlie. Dolly Gallagher, what are you doing in that get-up? And you're a half hour late, and I demand an explanation of...
Ernestina?
Exactly.
Ernestina, whom I trusted?
She wanted to do the hoochie-coochie.
Well, she always was artistic. Horace, I'm going to have our table moved right down front. There's someone in the dance competition I particularly want you to see. Now, don't let's say another word about it. I'm as shocked as you are. I can't eat a thing. What have you ordered?
What you wanted? A chicken. Now see here, Dolly, about that hoochie-coochie girl.
Did you say a chicken? Oh, I don't think I could face a chicken. Not today, not after what's happened.
Good, then cancel the chicken.
And bring a turkey.
What are you doing now?
Oh, nothing. Just looking the place over, getting acquainted with the surroundings.
That's the problem with you, Dolly. Always wanting to know everything. Always putting your nose to other people's affairs. Anybody who would marry you would get as nervous as a cat.
What? What's that you said?
I said anybody who would marry you would.
Horace Van Gelder, get that idea right out of your head this minute. Understand that I've no intention of marrying you. I'm surprised you even mentioned such a thing.
I didn't mean that.
Well, I certainly do hope not. No, Horace Van Gelder, you go your way and I'll go mine. I'm not some Irene Malone whose head can be turned by a few chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. Why, the very idea of you even suggesting such a thing.
You misunderstood me.
Well, I certainly do hope not. But if I had any intention of marrying again, it would be to a far more pleasure-loving man. However, we won't discuss it anymore. Here's our food. Now, here's some white meat for you and giblets. Very tender and very good for you. Dumplings lighter than air they are. No, as I said before, you go your way and I'll go mine. Oh, start right into the wine. I think you'll feel better at once. However, since you did bring the matter up, there's one more thing I am going to say.
I didn't bring the matter up at all.
One more thing I'm going to say before we forget all about it. It's true I'm a woman who likes to manage things, who likes to know everything that's going on. But I wouldn't like to manage anything as out of control as your household. You'll have to do that yourself, God helping you.
It's not out of control.
Very well, let's not say another word about it. Have some beets, horse. They're good.
I don't like beets.
That's nice. No horse, complaining, quarrelsome, friendless soul like you is no sort of companion for me. You solve your beets and I'll solve mine.
Will you stop saying that?
I won't say another word.
Good.
Except this. If your age, horse, you should enjoy hearing the honest truth.
My age, my age. You're always talking about my age.
Well, I don't know what your age is, but I do know that up in Yonkers with bad food and bad temper, you'll double it in 6 months. Have some more beets, horse. They're really good.
I don't like beets. I hate beets.
That's nice. No, dig right in. Horse, the pity of it is you could be a perfectly witty, amiable, charming man if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you now. You can't hide it. Now sit down, horse, and let's discuss something else. But before we change the subject, there's one more thing I'm going to say.
I don't want to hear it, and you're wasting your time, Dolly Levi. I won't ask you to marry me.
Well, I suppose that means you want me to ask you. Well, I'm sorry, horse. I'm turning you down.
How can you turn me down when I haven't asked you anything?
It's no use arguing. I've made up your mind. Here, let me cut your wings.
I've got a headache. I'm going back to the hotel.
You can't go now. The competition's about to begin.
Here's the money for dinner. Here's $20. Wait a minute. There's nothing in here but $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and a button? This is in my purse. I've lost my purse.
Barnaby, that wallet you found?
Impossible. I can't imagine you without your purse.
It's Vandergelders! Cornelius, we better get out of here.
What am I going to do? I've never been here before. They don't know me. Stop eating that turkey. I can't pay for it.
Come along, Mrs. Malloy. It's been a perfectly wonderful evening, but I'm afraid we're going to have to cut it a bit, excuse me, short.
Minnie, a polka. Cornelius, I simply must have one dance.
But Vandergelder is right there! We've got to go!
We will go, but we'll dance our way out.
Horace, it's the latest thing, a polka. Now, there's one dancer I particularly want you to see.
Wait a minute. That man, that dancer.
Isn't he wonderful? With talent like that, he's sure to win the solid gold cup.
Mr. Vandergelder!
Oh, my God! Dolly Levi, this is your doing. What are you up to?
Mr. Vandergelder, I can explain everything.
I don't want to hear any explanations. You're fired.
Officer, arrest that man.
I don't know much about elegance or pheasants or champagne, but I do know that what happened to me today, which is the most important thing that can happen to a man, might never have happened if I'd stayed in Yonkers and obeyed Mr. Vandergelder's orders. Irene, I am talking about none other than love.
Oh, Cornelius, are you trying to tell me that after 33 years as a bachelor, you've fallen in love with me in one evening?
I didn't fall in love in an evening, an hour. Even that's too long. What's less than a minute?
A second.
Less than that.
A moment.
That's it. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment wonderful things. There I sat for years and years in Yonkers, and all the time people like Mrs. Irene Malloy were walking around New York, and I didn't know them at all. Can you see from where you're sitting? For instance, the way her eye and forehead and cheek come together up here? Can you? I tell you right now, a fine woman is the greatest work of God on earth. Oh, you can talk all you like about Niagara Falls and the pyramids, but they aren't in it at all. I talked to a woman today, equal to equal, and they're so different from men. And they're awfully mysterious, too. Why, I bet you could know a woman 100 years without really knowing whether she liked you or not. I've lost so many things today. My job, my future, everything that people think is important. But I don't care. Even if I have to be a ditch digger, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.
Excuse me, sir. I missed a few words back there. Right after it only.
Wait. If it's asked me to marry you, Dolly Gallagher, never, not in a million years, under no circumstances do I ever marry you.
Oh, it wasn't that at all, Horace. All I wanted to say to you was, goodbye, goodbye.
Now wait.
It's too late, Horace. I failed. And when a woman fails, there's nothing else she can say.
Now hold on, Dolly.
But
what?
Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Don't try to stop me, Horace, please. Wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, you ain't gonna see me anymore. And when you discover that your life is dreary, don't you come a-knocking at my door. For I'll be out of the band singing that song that says, you dog, I told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, I should have said so long ago. 'Cause you treated me so rotten and rough, I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, I should have said so long ago. For I can hear that choo-choo calling me on to a fancy new address. Yes, I can hear that choo-choo calling me on board the Happiness Express. I'm gonna learn want to dance and drink and smoke a cigarette. I'm going as far away from Yonkers as a girl can get. And on those cold winter nights, Horace, you can snuggle up to your cash register. It's a little lumpy, but it rings. Don't come a-knocking, I'll be all dolled up and singing that song that says you dog, I told you so. So, Horace, you will find your life a sad old story when you see your Dolly shuffle off to glory. Oh, I should have said so long ago.
And I wouldn't marry you, Dolly Gallagher. Not if you asked me 1,000,000 times. I didn't need you before, and I don't need you now. Dolly Levi, you can go your way, and I'll go my... Dolly, Dolly, Dolly!
You stamped Mr. Vandergelder?
What? Oh, is it you, Mr. Hackle? Come crawling back, have you?
No, sir. I've just come back from my money. $146.35. You see, I decided to go into business for myself. And since the only business I know is hay and feed, I've decided to open my own store.
And Cornelius has found the perfect location, Mr. Vandergelder. Right across the street from you.
So you think you can compete with the Vandergelders, do you? Well, just you try.
Ahem.
Aha! Another one come crawling back, is it? What do you want?
My past salary for the past 4 months. $6.12.
I don't know what I'll do. I'll go to the courts. I'll go to lawyers. I'll...
Why, Horace Vangelder, as I live and breathe, if you aren't handsome in that outfit.
Dolly Gallagher.
I know just what you're going to say, Horace. You weren't satisfied with Ernestina. Well, I happen to have one more name on my list. But don't let me interrupt you. You were all doing something. What were you doing?
Getting Cornelius's money, Dolly. $146.
And 35 cents.
Plus $6.12 of mine.
And the money my mama left me. $52.48.
38.
48.
All right, all right. If it's the money you want, it's in the back room.
Money, 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 money. Mr. Vangelder's money. It's like the sun we walk under. It can kill or cure. Vangelder's never tired of saying that most of the people in the world are fools. And he's right, isn't he? I mean himself, Cornelius, Irene, myself. Yes, we're all fools. And we're all in great danger of destroying the world in our folly. But the surest way to keep us from harm is to give us the 4 or 5 pleasures that are all right in the world. And that takes a little money. The difference between a little money and no money at all is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between a little money and no money at all is very slight. And that can shatter the world too. It's all in how you use it. My late husband, Ephraim Levi, used to say that money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's spread around, encouraging young things to grow. Anyhow, that's the opinion of the second, Mrs. Vangelder. Which reminds me, Ephraim, I'm ready for that sign.
Well, don't just stand there. That goes in the back room.
Well, as I said before, Horace, I found you a girl, the ideal wife.
I don't want you to find me any ideal wife. If I wanted to find an ideal wife, I'd find one of my own, and I found her, and it's you, Dolly.
Horace.
I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and that other woman, but Dolly, forgive me and marry me.
Horace, stop right there.
What do you mean?
You know as well as I do that you're the first citizen of Yonkers, and your wife would have to be a somebody. Answer me. Am I a somebody?
You are, wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. No, it won't be enough for you to load your wife with money and jewels to insist that she be a benefactress to half the town. By the way, you know it's bad business letting Cornelius open up a store right across the street from you? Better take him back and let him be your partner.
Partner?
And Barnaby can have Cornelius' old job.
Wait a minute.
That way we can all be together so we can dance at Ermengarde's wedding.
Now you've gone too far, Dolly. I'll dance at no weddings. All right, I'll dance.
Horace, I never thought I'd hear you say a thing like that.
Well, don't just stand there, you idiot. Go in the back room.
Horace Van Gelder, what is going on in here?
Oh, nothing. I just thought I'd have the back room done over in blue wallpaper.
Horace.
I know the old wallpaper ain't worn out yet, but that fella's just set up in business, and he needs a good start. And I've always felt that money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's led young things to grow.
Thank you, Ephraim.
Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you here where you belong. I never knew, Dolly, without you. Dolly, life was awfully flat and more than
Nice job, boys.
Chris!
Nice scream. I wasn't expecting anything like that. It cuts out and comes back in. I said, where'd that come from? I'm gonna go take a couple of you guys can help me get some sauce.
Oh my gosh, my grandma, I just see my grandma now. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I write this better. How's she doing? We just heard from her on the radio.
Yeah. Oh, man. Brett. Alan, how you guys doing, man? Pretty good. I haven't seen you for a long time. Well, I'm sorry. I was asleep.
I wish I could have brought my camera and taken pictures. Mom, so I'm going to take my
We'll get it in there. That's what I want.
There you go. They're coming. Ready? I'm pretty for mine.
I'm not doing it now. It's not on now.
Yes, it is too.
I lie. You did a good job. I gotta give you some credit
gonna stare?
Yes, go ahead.
We got it in the movies. We're going to send it on the show where the best friend.
There you go. Best home video.
Nice. The home video blooper.
No, I'm not.
Can I? I don't know, because I've never done it before. We'll try. I've never done it.
Sorry.
I can't. This is not mine, so we'll figure out something though. It may take a little time, because this is borrowed, and I got one VCR.
Wait a minute. Where'd you park? I'll take the rest of
Oh, come on.
Yes. Let me tell you this. I got here at 6 o'clock, so I'm in the same place I was yesterday. Brett, you get here at 6 o'clock. The plane starts at 7:30. I think I parked way over there down by right out there. Good. I knew my dad.
See you later, honey. Be careful.
We just drank a lot.
You did. Did you do it? I did. Good. Good job. Good job. Dun, 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 dun. You can
There he is up there by the door. He's wearing a blue sweater and a straw hat. Hurry up.
If you hurry up, you might be able to get him.
Go up the side aisle over there.
You're hurrying till the Vexford check.
Thinking of Vexford? Well,
There's Chris.
we talked to the girls. So I think we're like the very first ones done.
Sit down. We can't wait.
What kind of explosion did you have? Yeah, that's why they have those cats. Yeah, out of that thing. How do they do that? They throw it up. At the end, they were like stuffing them Mary did it. This is Mary Mortimer.
Doing a commercial for Ohio State. So I'm sending this to Ohio State.
Northwestern Wildcats.
Northwestern, too.
No, it's Big Ten. The real schools out.
Now be nice, be nice, be nice.
The Big Ten, now the Penn State used to be the Big One.
That's the truth, isn't it?
But they are in the Big Ten.
Last in the nation. Oh, I'm sure.
That was definitely a setup, man.
I know.
You are not Dolly. Which one was it that
I don't know, but that picture of me looks so gross.
Where do you see that video?
Or do you want to pick me up or what? Dad just come in. Dad just left. He didn't turn in. Okay.